Hello and welcome to React Interview Challenges. I am Ali, and yes, I am the boy who codes. This series is about cracking React interviews. It is not for somebody who is learning React. If you do not know what a use state does or a use React does, this video isn't for you. This is when you go for a React job offer and you get an interview and they tell you that there is a challenge that you have to cross. These are iterative problems. Every problem that comes will get better, harder, difficult. So if you find this one easy, be sure to check out the next one, and I'll try and give out as many as I can. So let's see, let's figure out what's the first problem is. The first is called display nested. So if you can look at the screen, we have an object name, and so the keys are name, catchphrase, hobbies, and the values are Ali Hussein, uh, who is insane. This is my bad attempt at humor. But you can check over here that there is this hobbies has another object as it inside the actual bigger object, and that is the nested object. So what do you want to do it? We want to print the whole thing in this form. So how do we do it? That's basically it. That's basically the challenge. Seems simple, is simple, but like I said, these are iterative videos. So if you find this is too easy for you, move on to the next one. If you want to still watch and just get hold of exactly how it is done, stick out. Maybe you learn a thing or two. Okay, so let's move right into it. So first of all, I'll go back to this is basically an older version with the output of the final output. So let's go back to the version that will be the live version. This is an extension of Edge Dev Tools, Microsoft Edge Tools inside VS Code. So if you want, you can get them. I think it's really cool that you can just not move between screens or keep reducing and increasing the size of two windows to figure out what to do. So that's why I use this extension. If you want, you can check it out. Let's now focus on the problem. So first of all, this would be a very easy problem had it been an array instead of an object, right? But it is an object, and an object isn't iterative, right? So you can't do object.map. So what do you do? That is basically the keys thing that you learn over here, that how to iterate over an object and the keys inside an object, right? Before we do that, there's a small error that we need to fix. Over here you can see this is object, it should be obj over here, and the reason is obj is the property name, right? So we use the property name over here. We get that, and now how do we iterate over obj? Okay, so a very easy and important way is you use the object dot keys method, right? Now what does this do? This makes your object into an iterative array so that you can use any of the iterative methods like for each or map, all those things, right? So it accepts an object, so we pass on our object over here, and then we do dot map. Now when we do dot map, the map function, as you know, accepts a callback function, right? And this callback function can have two values. So let's say one is the item, which is basically the key, right? And the other thing that we want is an index, right? Now we will do this, and how about we just print item this space, and then maybe we do obj of item. So this is basically uh, the key, right, and the value. So this is the format that we wanted it, right, in as we saw in the output. If you want, we can just have a quick check over here, and this is the key and this is the name, right? So we want the exact same format over here as well. So we do this, and of course we have to return this. And a good practice is always to have a circular bracket when there are multiple lines. This will become multiple lines in a second, you'll know. uh, and now, of course, semicolons, and then you save it. Now ideally, what we expect is the answer over here, but we aren't getting any. So what's the scene? So this extension also gives you access to DevTools. So we click on the DevTool, and here's the error, and the error is objects are not valid as React child. So now this is another issue. If it was a string, the React would very easily print it, but React cannot print an object as it is, right? So how do we fix that? Because we don't know whether this is a string or a object, what we do is we put an if statement. Haha. If type of, say, obj of item, which is basically the value, equal to string, then you do this. Okay, so we have done a little blunder over here. That's okay. And we remove this return statement because an if cannot be inside a return thing, right? So this is sorted. So now when you save, you see we've got name and catchphrase, but we haven't got the next one. And the reason is when it's string we are printing, but when it's not string we aren't doing anything. So we'll have to fix that. So let's do else. And so we do, for example, else what we do, we basically do a recursion. So we call this component inside the component itself, and we pass in the next smaller object. So if you know the principle of recursion, it's basically calling yourself with a smaller subset of the same problem. So that is what we are doing, an object, and then we keep calling the smaller inner object, the nested object. We keep calling the component with the nested object so that it keeps printing it until the only value that is a string, right? So we save it over here, and of course again return, right? We save it over here, and voila, we get our response. But if you have a very sharp eye, you know you are missing something. Let's see the original version over here. And so the original version tells me, oh, hobbies, sports, these seem to be missing in our version. Okay, let's just get rid of this. So why is that? The reason is when it's an else, we are displaying this, right? But we are never displaying the keys when it's an else, right? We are directly displaying the nested. So what we do is, again, have these around, and then we also put a p tag over here. Hate when this happens. And we pass in key. Oh, sorry, the keys are the item and this. Now, this error is basically because the parent of the return should be a single div or a fragment. So how do you do that? You just open and close this. This is a fragment. It basically helps you create a parent without the need of creating an extra div. This is a concept of React. Again, if you're not familiar with it, I would recommend you to watch and learn React. This isn't a video for React basics. I'll definitely make it if you like this video and if you demand for it. But my focus with this channel is more about how you can get a job by cracking those interviews. All right. So what we are looking over here is voila, we have all of them. Now there is one important thing that is left, and that is when you go to the dev tools and the console, you'll see an error about key, right? This is because the React algorithm, right? It what it does is it assumes there are a certain assumption based on which the React algorithm works, and one of the assumption is that you as a user will always provide unique key values in cases where there is a list or recurring item, right? So in this case, over here, key equal to this index that we haven't been using up until now, that gets used over here, right? And this key is a special kind of a thing. So you do this, you save, let's check. Each child should have, okay, this is an older one, but you see there are no errors on refresh. And that's it. That's the solution. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have, please like it. If you liked certain things, please tell me in the comment section. If you did not like something, please tell me in the comment section. And if there are any what do you say, any suggestions that you have, I'll be more than happy to incorporate them. So please let me know in the comment section. I want this to be a place where any developer can come, learn, and crack those interviews to get those high paying jobs. So thank you so much, and like my favorite YouTuber does, peace out.